Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your chapter number 7 of standard 8th semester 1 environmental changes. Now students, what is environmental changes, right? At present the situation which we are seeing, that there is uncertainty in the rainfall, right? There is extreme temperature, that means the hotness in the atmosphere, the heat has increased a lot. Then there is at some places extreme cold, right? That means the temperature has increased beyond the certain limits, and even it has decreased at some places, that is beyond certain limits. For example, I'll tell you, for at some place there is extreme cold climate, the temperature might be around minus 40 minus 45 degree. Then the temperature has started going beyond that, that means minus 50 minus 55 degree, right? That means this kind of changes which is occurring is known as extreme changes, right? And it is happening in the environment. And what are the reasons for this environmental changes, right? So in this chapter we'll see, we all know that there is a global warming taking place around the world. So what are the reasons for that, and how can we fight against that, or how can we make sure that we do not destroy or pollute our surroundings or the atmosphere, and we maintain the balance of the atmosphere. Okay, so let us begin with the chapter, right? The air that envelopes the earth from all sides is known as atmosphere. So if I show you, this is our earth, right? And around the earth there is a layer formed, right? A layer which is surrounding the earth from all the sides. It is made up of gases, which is known as atmosphere. The atmosphere is getting polluted due to human activities, right? So we know that many different human activities, like uh, industries are there from which smoke is emitted, then vehicles are driven, right? So trees are cut down, so many different activities are there due to which there is a pollution being created. Okay, the environment gets polluted due to industries, factories, power stations and vehicles. So we all know about this. The changes that occur in temperature, direction of wind, moisture, etc., due to global warming are known as environmental changes. So, already in the beginning, in the introduction part, I have already told you that nowadays there is an extreme change in the atmosphere, right? Some places are experiencing extreme heat, and some places are experiencing extreme cold. That means the level beyond what it was before, which is known as environmental changes. Some places where there was no rainfall at all, those places have started receiving more rainfall. Some places were such where there was extreme rainfall, so over their places rainfall has decreased. Some places uh, where there was a mild or a moderate climate are experiences very high temperature, that is high heat and everything. Okay, so these are the different environmental changes, right? Fine, we'll move further. So in this chapter we'll see what is the difference between weather and climate, right? So many a time we misunderstand this concept, right? Or we give it as a synonymous, right? That means weather and climate is same. We consider both weather and climate to be same, but it is not so. Now what is weather and what is climate, we'll try to understand that, right? What is weather? So here it is given, the condition of temperature, rain and moisture is the humidity in the air in any region at a particular point of time is known as weather. So this is the textual meaning. So weather actually means, I'll give you one example, right? If today in the morning itself it was bright sunny day, and after some time the clouds are there, and there is a kind of atmosphere which we feel like it will rain today for the whole day. So we use the word the weather has changed, right? That means a change in the atmosphere for a short period of time is known as weather. Okay, Okay, now we'll understand what is climate, right? So, climate, as per the textual definition, first we'll read out the average condition of rain, temperature, and moisture for over more than 35 years in any region is known as climate. So, basically, what is climate? So, climate is an average weather condition, right? If I tell you in my own words, climate is an average of a weather condition of a particular region for over a long period of time. Weather is for a short period of time, and climate, it is an average, right, of weather condition of a particular place over a long period of time. That means in it a series of average is taken for years. Different years are considered, and of those different years the average weather condition is taken into consideration, and on the basis of that the climate of the place is decided. For example, a place is such where there is rainfall throughout the year, then the climate of such place is known as rainy climate, right? If we talk about uh, Nainital, right? So it is a place or a mountainous place. If we talk about those places, then those places experience rainfall almost throughout the year, right? So we can say that there is, and also with the rain, there is a cold atmosphere. So we can say that Nainital is a place which has a cold climate as well as a rainy climate. Okay, so that is the example of climate. So we'll move further. Right here one picture is given that scenes of greenhouse effect, right? So due to greenhouse effect, global warming is taking place, and due to global warming, what is happening? Extreme heat, right? We are experiencing extreme heat, and because of that extreme heat we can see the trees are there, right? Because of that the desert area is increasing, and at some places where there is snowfall, right, at mountains where there are glaciers, so those glaciers are also melting, and because of that the water levels in the floods are continuously water levels in the rivers are increasing, and because of that the places nearby are experiencing floods, right? So it is the effect of greenhouse. Now we'll see greenhouse farming. Countries with a cold climate receive less heat from the sun, right? So there are many places in the world, right, where there is extremely less heat available, right? If we talk about this, I'll consider this as the earth. So this is the north pole, the tip, and here it will be the south pole. Okay, so the rays of the sun fall directly over here. This is the equator, right? So here it is the least distance from the sun is here this side, so least distance. As and when it will move away from the sun, right, the heat of the sun also decreases. So such countries, the countries which are having a cold climate, receives less heat from the sun. This hampers the growth of plants and vegetables, right? So at such places the growth of plants and tree is hampered. That means it is not natural, right? We all know that for a plant or a tree to grow it needs sufficient amount of sunlight, and if there is no sunlight received in a sufficient amount, then the growth is hampered. That means it will not grow accordingly or naturally. Okay, so hence arrangements are made to accumulate adequate heat from the sun. The roof is made of either glass or cloth to allow the sun rays to penetrate and sustain the heat inside the building, right? So you can see a house, right, and the roof of that house is made up of glass. So why it is made up of glass? So once the heat is received, right, and it enters the house, then the plants can easily get the amount of heat, right? Now what will happen? The heat will enter inside the house, and as it is packed, right, the heat cannot escape, and therefore the plants can receive enough amount of warmthness or heat of the sun, and due to that the plants can grow easily. Okay, fine. So sun rays to penetrate and sustain the heat inside the building, and this practice is known as greenhouse farming. Okay, so now we'll move further. Changing climate, right? So here some pictures are there. Some places have turned into deserts, some places there are floods, you can see here on the right hand side. Then some places extreme cold is there, right? So we can observe different changes in the climate. Now the next and the most important point is global warming. So now what is global warming, right? We'll study that. Global warming refers to an unequal and continual rise in the average temperature of the earth's climate system due to greenhouse gases. So what is written? Global warming refers to the unequal and continual rise in the average temperature. So again we can consider the above given examples, right? The examples which I had given in the beginning of the chapter, that there was a time when the maximum temperature of a particular place rose to 35 or 37 degree. That was the maximum temperature during the summer seasons. Now same place, due to global warming, is receiving heat which rises the temperature till 42 degree, 43 degree, 45 degree, right? So this is extremeness in the temperature. Same place which was receiving 35 degree, in the winter it used to receive 18 or 20 degrees. Now even in the winter season there is extreme change, right? The temperature which rose till 18 to 20 degree, now it is receiving extreme cold and the temperature has fallen down to 12 or 13 degrees, right? So even in the rise of the temperature is seen, as well as there is a decrease in the temperature which is extreme, right? If 1 or 2 degrees Celsius change is there, we can accept that, but there is extreme change in the temperature. Okay, so this is happening due to global warming, and this global warming is taking place due to the amount of greenhouse gases which is there present in the atmosphere. Okay, so we'll move further. It occurs when certain gases in the atmosphere entrap infrared variations, that is ultraviolet radiations or UV rays. This effect makes the planet warmer, which subsequently reaches to global warming, right? So there are some errors in this textbook. Okay, so one picture is given and I'll explain you also what is global warming. So what is happening, we are using the cars. From the car you have seen the black color smoke coming, it is known as carbon monoxide. Then from the factories also smoke is released. So whenever this smoke and everything is released in the atmosphere, there are carbon contents in that, and the carbon content, this carbon dioxide or the carbons have the tendency to absorb the heat, right? So what is happening, when in the atmosphere the rays of the sun are falling, right, again it falls on the earth and it gets reflected back in the atmosphere. But due to this increase in the carbon content in the atmosphere, what is happening, when the rays of the sun are falling on the earth, this carbon content, they hold this rays of the sun, and because of that what is happening, the temperature is rising continuously, right? Right, and so because of that there are a lot of problems taking place on the earth. Now we'll try to understand this picture. Deforestation is taking place, then cars are there, then fossil fuels, greenhouse gases and fossil fuels which are emitted from the factories are there, right? So you can see that the sun is falling, the arrow towards the earth, right? What is happening, it is falling on the earth and it gets reflected back. But now what is happening, as I said, that the gases have increased a lot on the earth, and because of which these rays which are falling on the earth cannot escape back to the atmosphere. They are getting trapped in the earth's atmosphere just because of the presence of too much of carbon content. Okay, and because of that even our ozone layer is getting affected, right? So that is what it is about. News from the newspapers, right? So this is a kind of a report. Average increase of 5 degrees Celsius in the temperature in West Europe. Heat experienced 14 degrees Celsius temperature in Darjeeling reaches to a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. Snowfall in desert areas, right? So we have never heard about such kind of things. So such kind of thing is happening. A temperature which is up to 14 degree has increased up to 28 degrees, so which is almost the double, right? So this is known as extreme change. Mumbai receives 942 ml rain in one day. Increasing temperature in Australia. Sundarban is submerging. That means it is submerging under the water. Reduction of 5 kilometer in Khumbu snow river of Nepal. Ice cap of the size 3,250 square kilometers melts within 35 days in Antarctica. Right, so it is a very large area, and rapidly the changes are taking place. Sources of rivers are drying up. That means there are many rivers also which have dried up completely. So all these things are abnormal, we can say, right? Or we can say that it is taking place up to extreme levels. Okay, moving further. How does the earth get heated? The greenhouse gases like the carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC gases, and halocarbons play an active role in the greenhouse effect. The increase in the proportion of these gases leads to the problem of global warming and climate change. So I have already explained you that due to these gases, the heat of the sun gets trapped in the atmosphere itself. It is not getting reflected back. Okay, again moving further. Each person in the world releases 4.5 metric tons of carbon dioxide, right? So 100 years ago the amount of CO2, that is carbon dioxide, was 275 ppm, that is parts per million. Okay, today it is 350 ppm, so it has increased a lot, right? Here it is written ppm means parts per million. Okay, yes, so this is again a graph given, right, about the temperature which has changed a lot, right? Increased average temperature on earth in the last 150 years, right? So what was the temperature in 1860, then 1940? You can see there is a high rise in the temperature, and in 2000 you can see how much the temperature has increased, right? So which is not a good sign at all. Okay, fine. So here again there is a chart. Okay, and this table shows that how much proportion of gases are released, right, by the different ways, that is through thermal power stations, through motor cars, through ACs, through TVs, right? So how much amount of greenhouse effect or greenhouse gases are released is given in this table. So we'll not discuss that, we'll move further. Methane. The massive increase in methane proportion from 315 ppm, that is parts per million, in the year 1750 to 1764 ppm in the year 2005 was due to the reasons listed below, right? Exhaling of animals and metabolism process, paddy cultivation, decomposition of biodegradable waste. So these are the different reasons given, right, due to increase in the greenhouse gases. Okay, all the things used by human in one day has 80% of the air in it. A man breathes 22,000 times every day. In this way a man consumes 16 kg of oxygen from the environment per day. Then it is given about nitrous oxide, right? The only source from where we get oxygen is the trees, and we all the people on the earth has become so selfish that we are cutting away the trees, and ultimately we are putting ourselves into danger. The proportion of nitrous oxide has increased from 270 parts per million to recent 319 parts per million. So all these are the different information given about different greenhouse gases. Then it is about CFC. Due to the use of foam, plastic, refrigerators, AC, circuit aerosol spray, right? In the picture given above, there was a picture of the aerosol spray also, right? The minute particles having the size ranging from 1 micron to 10 microns is known as aerosol, etc. There has been an increase in the CFC gases. Okay, so things to know: as per the resolution passed by the United Nations on 23rd January 1995, 16th September is observed as the ozone day. After 1980, year 2007 was the hottest year. So these are the different datas. Okay, moving further, effects of global warming, right? So some pictures are given: May 12, 2001, then July 1, 2003, then June 19, 2006. So we can see there is a gradual change observed in the glaciers. So as I have told, that the glaciers have started melting, right? And which is again a very dangerous sign, because as and when the glaciers will start melting, right, the water will get uh, means flown, or it will be carried to the rivers. And as the rivers have a fixed or a limited capacity, so these rivers will get over flooded, and because of that the nearby areas will also get submerged in it, right? So it is a very difficult or a problematic situation, right, which we will see in the nearby future. Next is talking about non-conventional sources of energy, right? Or we can say renewable source of energy. The sources like solar energy, wind energy, right? So these are the different sources of energy which are very convenient at present, because we have to find the ways to shift from uh, the non-renewable source of energy, which creates a lot of problem, towards a renewable source of energy which are pollution free, right, and which are available in plenty amount, so that in nearby future we don't face any kind of problem. Okay, fine. So our last topic of this chapter, what is left, is measures to prevent global warming. So what can we do in order not to spread global warming, right? Or how can we prevent global warming? So reduce the use of the sources that release CO2, that is carbon dioxide, right? Then afforestation and conservation of forest should be done. So afforestation means planting of more and more trees, and conservation of forest should be done. That means those people who are cutting the trees, they should be stopped from that. A ban should be implemented on cutting of trees, unnecessary cutting of trees. Then growing trees helps to reduce carbon dioxide, right? Because as we all know that the trees, they take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. Okay, avoid the use of plastics, right? Because what happens, a layer of plastic is formed on the surface of the earth, and because of that, what is happening, when the rays of the sun, they fall on the earth, right, they are not absorbed by the heat, that they are not absorbed by the earth. Because earlier what was happening, the earth used to absorb a lot of heat, but as there is a layer formed of the plastic, right, uh, it is not possible, and because of which the temperature of that particular place increases. Optimum use of manure and pesticides, that means we should use manures and pesticide as much as required, not too much. Okay, adopt organic farming, that is use of green manure and cattle manure. That means they are trying to say that use of chemical fertilizers should be avoided. Because of that also there is a lot of pollution being created. Add biotics in the food for animals. Optimum use of household appliances, that means ACs and everything, TVs and everything. So we should use those things in the minimum amount, or as per the requirement. We should not use it as means the waste should be not there, because the more we use the ACs, the more there will be increase in the temperature, right? So which is again harmful for the atmosphere around us. Okay, fine. Proper use of means of transport, that means we should try to use maximum public transport wherever possible, because uh, the less number of private or personal vehicles are used, the less number of the CO2 will be emitted out, and the less it will get polluted. Okay. Check the growth of human population. That means more and more population increase is taking place, and due to which there is a lot of problem occurring. Trees are being cut, more pollution is being created, so the population check is must. Design the buildings with sufficient ventilation to save electricity, right? Why? Because why we are talking about electricity here? Because thermal power stations, they are generating electricity, and again because of which there is increase in the temperature. Again there is a release of CO2 from the thermal power station. So the electricity whatever we are using, right, if we use wherever it is necessary, right, I'm using the word necessary. Unnecessary use of electricity should not be there. That means if we are sitting in one room and in the other room the lights and the fans and everything is on, then it is the wastage of electricity, and ultimately we are disturbing the whole atmosphere. Okay, fine. Increase the use of eco-friendly papers which are recyclable. That means less number of trees will be cut. Okay. Grow plants and trees around your house, and as we know that plants, they give out oxygen and they attract rainfall, so that is most important. Optimum use of natural resources. Use petroleum products judicially, because we know that those petroleum products are non renewable. That means it will take thousands or even millions of years to regenerate. Right, so once if it gets exhausted, then it won't be available easily, and through this petroleum products maximum amount of CO2 gas is released. Use water carefully. Practice rainwater harvesting. So now what is rainwater harvesting? Right, so it is a concept where the terraces of a house, right, are there, which are made with a slope, and there is a pipe which is attached to the house, and near the house there is a pit being made, or a hole is being dug, and this pipe is placed over there, so that all the water which is accumulated on the terrace gets directly driven into the hole which is dug next to the house, and all the water gets accumulated over there, and due to which the ground level water gets increased, right? So that is it. Then increase the use of CNG and non-conventional source of energy. So because the major reason is that this gases, there is CNG and non-conventional source like wind energy are the sources, solar energy, which gives or emits minimum smoke. That means they don't emit smoke and it is pollution free, right? So the use of CNG gas and everything in the cars and everywhere is required at present. Okay, now the last paragraph. Global policy to protect environment. On realizing that human activities are the root cause of destruction of the environment, the countries of the world gathered at Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, in 1972 to think of ways to protect the environment. Another convention, that means a meeting, was held at Rio de Janeiro, that is in the Brazil, okay, in South America continent. In the meeting held at Copenhagen, capital city of Denmark, in the year 2009 to discuss global warming, it was observed that the developed nations are not accepting the carbon cut. Now, what is carbon cut? So, meaning is given the technique to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases, and the developing nations were increasing pressure for the reduction of emission of greenhouse gases. That means the developed nations. So developed nations are such where there are more factories, more production, and because of that even the gases emitted are too much high as compared to the developing nations or underdeveloped nations. So the underdeveloped or developing nations, they insisted that there should be a control or a check on these developed nations, so that they decrease the amount of carbon content. That means they decrease the emission of carbon dioxide, which is known as carbon cut. Okay, and it was decided to give an aid of $100 billion for the development of developing nations. In this meeting, 59 research papers from 45 countries were presented, and through it, the leaders of the world were made to think seriously regarding the changing climate. That means, in those reports, the change in the climate was discussed, and they could observe that there is extreme changes happening in the environment, and they realize that it is very important that immediate steps should be taken to prevent the atmosphere from being getting degraded. Okay, on an average, a citizen in the world emits 4.5 metric ton carbon dioxide. Indian citizens emit 1.2 metric ton carbon dioxide. That means which is quite less as compared to the average. Okay, and which is a good sign. Other developing nations release far lesser carbon dioxide gas. Larger amount of concessions should be given for development, and more restrictions should be imposed on the countries like USA, as an average American emits 20.6 metric ton carbon dioxide. So here we can find the difference. 4.5, which is the average of the whole world, and the American citizen is emitting 20.6 metric ton carbon dioxide, which is a vast difference, right? Which is not at all a good thing. So here the chapter gets over, and I end my lecture over here. I thank you everyone for watching my video, and if you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay at your home. Thank you.